What are the 5 biggest lies when buying new construction homes or working with a builder? Hello there, this is Steve Enchen, your Southern California new construction home expert. Now, we've had a lot of clients who end up doing new construction, and for many years I've seen the gamut run when it comes to lies or what is being thought of when you're buying new construction. So I'm going to go through the big 5 lies that you'll hear most often. And I might go through more than 5 lies. In fact, the last one on the list is probably the biggest. So stay tuned for that. But let's get right into it. And hey, let's start with lie number 1. And this is one of the lies that should be self-explanatory, but it's really not, because some people just don't understand. When you see the marketing of these homes, especially online, you're going to see a price that says from this price, and that's never the actual price. When buyers or clients go through and they look at new construction, they'll go in and it's like, let's say this house is listed at $600,000 and it fits your budget. But what happens is you actually may need to pay an upgrade cost for the lot that you want. You have to pay for interior upgrades, for different things. And so that home might be $600,000 when all is said and done, it's now $675,000 or more. I've seen so many homes that have added $50,000, $100,000 from their base price. And this is one of the reasons I like to go to the design center with my clients, so we can make the best choices for the nicest upgrades, but keeping budget in mind, or even sometimes delaying some upgrades until after closing, where they can be done cheaper by a trusted outside contractor. Now, when you walk into a model home, what you're going to see is all these beautiful upgrades, and the builders do that to showcase what you could actually get. But when you look at the standards list, the standards list is like level 1 on everything. So when you're going through, if you like those nice cabinets that are in the model, those are probably level 5. So that's going to add a lot to the budget. The countertops, well, they're showing maybe you're at 3 centimeters, but they only offer 2 centimeters as their base, and then you have to upgrade from there. And that's something I think that you really need to pay attention to. The other thing builders like to do is raise the price every release, because as they sell homes, they raise the price on the other homes. So if the community is sold out and you go on the waiting list because you're expecting the home for $600,000, and then a month later, you get a call congratulating you to come on down and sign the paperwork, and now that same model is $625,000. So, all right, let's talk about one that I think is really important, and that's whether or not you can trust the builder. Now, I see a lot of buyers walk straight into a model home and they immediately think, wow, this is beautiful, and they start believing everything they heard from the builder's sales rep. And here's the honest truth. Over so many years helping folks buy new homes, I've worked with a lot of really good builder reps, and I've worked with a lot of really bad builder reps. I've also worked with a lot of really good construction managers and a lot of really bad construction managers, and what you get is going to be different in every community with every builder. So here's a great example. I had a client get a call that her waitlist spot was cleared and she can come in and choose between a few different lots. But when we got there, that story changed to she could choose from just one lot, take it or leave it. And after accepting the lot location, a few weeks later, we went in to do the paperwork, and surprise, the price changed, and it changed significantly from the price that was quoted during lot selection. When I questioned what was going on, I found out that the builder had sold 4 lots at the same time, 2 to another family, and then 1 to my client and 1 to someone else, and decided after the first 2 were sold, they would split the other 2, including the one for my client, into a new release, and that allowed them to raise the price. The attitude was take it or leave it. So I took my client and we walked out, because that was really shady. I took them to another builder where they bought a nicer home with better quality at the price that was quoted without any sleazy tricks. Another problem I've had is inspections, and some builders really hate when I show up with my client for their walkthrough along with my big roll of blue tape and start marking off faults and cosmetic issues that need to be corrected before closing. I've had a few scenarios where buyers will reach out to me after they started building, but they didn't call me ahead of time, and then the builder's telling them something is not true, or the builder rep is telling them something they don't understand, and at that point, I'm not allowed to do anything to help. All right, so let's talk about lie number 3, and that is you don't need a realtor when buying new construction. Now, this is a big one because a lot of people think, oh, I'm just gonna walk in, I'm gonna get a better deal if I don't have a realtor. And it's not true, because the price is the price, and the builder has a price set for their homes. And whether you have a realtor or not, that's the price you're gonna pay. Now, maybe you saw some comments on Zillow forums or heard from your Uncle Ralph that a builder will give you a discount if you tell them you don't have an agent. But while that might happen in some parts of the country, perhaps like Texas, I've heard of it happening there with some builders, I can tell you that I have never found a builder in Southern California who will do that. It just does not happen in our market because agents are provided a referral fee from the builder's marketing budget, not a commission on the home sale. Now, the benefit of having a realtor is that they can help you navigate this often tricky process, and they can help you understand what is and what isn't. They can help you negotiate price or inclusions like extra spending money at the design center. And this is an important benefit because builder sales reps in our area will almost 100% say no if a consumer asks for a better price. But in truth, that sales rep is not the decider. They are just the agent of the builder and are just refusing to send your offer to the builder. Now, in California, these folks are licensed agents, and when another agent submits an offer, our code of ethics requires them to show that offer to the seller, in this case the builder, so they will need to send that offer that I prepare to a regional office where a senior manager will run the numbers and decide to accept, counter offer, or decline our offer. I've had a few reps refuse to send my offers, so I just go around them and reach out directly to the regional office and send it that way. An agent can help you with the contract, they can help you with the inspection, they can help you with the walkthroughs, they can help you with everything. And it doesn't cost you anything. The builder pays the realtor, so why would you not want someone on your side helping you navigate that process? Now, I've seen a lot of scenarios where clients will come to me after they've started the process with the builder and they're like, oh, I wish I would have known, I wish I would have had you from the beginning, because there is a lot of things that they didn't understand or the builder rep didn't explain to them properly. So having a realtor on your side is really important when buying new construction. But what's really important to understand is once you have direct contact with the builder by registering online or visiting the sales office, they basically own you as a client and will not allow you to have someone else represent you if you decide to move forward with the purchase. So if you're interested in a particular community, you always want to visit the community with your agent and register together, so that protects your right to have your own representation. So all right, let's talk about lie number 4, and that's that the builder's lender is always the best option. Now, a lot of times you'll walk into a new construction community and they'll say, oh, we have a preferred lender, and if you use our lender, we're going to give you this and this and this. And well, that's great, but you need to shop around. You need to understand that just because they're offering you incentives to use their lender doesn't mean it's the best option for you. You need to look at the rates, you need to look at the fees, you need to compare the APR, you need to look at everything and compare it to other lenders, because I've seen a lot of scenarios where the builder's lender is not the best option. And you can actually get a better deal somewhere else, especially when you compare the APR, which is super important, but there are a lot of scenarios where the builder's lender is great and they do offer a lot of incentives, especially recently with some really aggressive rate buy-down offers, although that's a topic for another video. But either way, you need to shop those offers around. You need to understand what's out there and compare it to make sure that you're getting the best deal possible. All right, and here comes lie number 5, and that's the builder's warranty covers everything. Now, this is a big one because a lot of people think, oh, I'm buying new construction, I have a warranty, it's going to cover everything, but that's not true. You need to understand what the warranty covers and what it doesn't cover. A lot of times the builder's warranty will cover structural things. It'll cover certain things within the home, but it's not going to cover everything, and you need to read the warranty. You need to ask questions. You need to make sure that you understand what you're covered for and what you're not covered for, because I've seen a lot of scenarios where clients will have an issue and they think, oh, it's covered under the warranty, and turns out it's not, especially after a certain amount of time. So understanding what the warranty covers is really, really important when buying new construction. You'll have certain time frames where certain things are covered. For example, most builders will cover workmanship defects for 1 year, yet restrict minor cosmetic defects for 30 days, or before you move in, whichever comes first. So, all right, let's talk about the biggest lie, and that's that the builder's timeline is accurate. Now, this is a big one because a lot of people think, oh, they told me the home is going to be done in 6 months, and maybe that's not true. You need to understand that the builder's timeline is just an estimate. It's not set in stone. Things can happen, weather can happen, delays can happen, material and labor shortages can happen. There's a lot of things that can affect the builder's timeline, and you need to be prepared for that. You need to have a backup plan. You need to understand that it might not be done when they say it's going to be done, and you need to plan accordingly. Now, I've seen a lot of scenarios where the builder will say, oh, it's going to be done in 6 months, and it ends up being 9 months or a year or even longer. So understanding that the builder's timeline is just an estimate and it's not set in stone is really, really important when buying new construction, especially if you have a home to sell before being able to close on the new home, or you're moving from the area from somewhere else. Sometimes a builder delay can work for you, but often it works against you. I had one scenario where the client went with an outside lender. That turned out to not be such a competent person, and they couldn't close on time. It was actually 3 weeks late, and that is major bad news because you'll find the new construction contract has no penalty for the builder being late, but has quite often a $300 daily penalty if you, the buyer, are closing late. Now, lucky for us, Southern California Edison never bothered to show up at the community to connect the power meters, so we couldn't close. And it took literally 3 weeks for them to show up, and while other buyers were furious, my client was overjoyed because by the time Edison finished their work, the lender was finally ready to close, and we got it done without any penalties, but that was a close call. So those are the 5 biggest lies when buying new construction. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help. And please like and subscribe if this content is useful. And if you're thinking about buying new construction anywhere here in Southern California, definitely give me a call. I'd love to help you navigate that process. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.